When I was training my horse Ranger, I got him as a 3-year-old, and he was just not broke. He was straight out of a pasture. I could barely touch past his shoulder on his body. He barely knew how to walk on a halter and a lead rope. So figuring him out all by myself, this is the first horse I'm breaking from start, completely alone. And I was like, okay, here we go. I've never had completely such like a feral horse. What I didn't understand, because I was so used to having such like strong-minded, stubborn horses, I didn't really necessarily have the tools to sit back and read how the horses were interpreting it in a calmer manner. He would just get really upset and I would just run him. Like, okay, fine, you want to be difficult? Then go run the energy and we'll try it again. Little did I know that I had the Energizer Bunny as a horse, so it just frazzled him and made it way, way worse. So what I had to learn from was my big fat failure on my poor horse. Like, there was a huge communication error, and it's never gonna be the animal's fault. So you gotta just take a step back, see what is not clicking for them, and that's what I really needed to do, because at this point, I'm throwing my hands in the air like, oh my gosh, why did I get this like crazy wild horse? And once I would see his head come up and the eyes do the thing, instead of sending him off because he wasn't paying attention, I took a step back, I settled down, and I just waited for him. And when he would look at me, it was, okay, you're ready to move forward, let's try it again. And when I started learning that, it was like a night and day difference. Once I figured that out, and my horse's pressure limit was just itty bitty at the time, and I just started settling, waiting for him to tell me when he was ready, then we would move forward. So I would say in the younger days of being a trainer, the biggest failure I ever had was not being able to read the horse's tolerance level. So luckily, my horse got to teach me that very, very early, and now it's just easy. You don't need to rush it. Why rush? Because the horse is still gonna be there the next day. This way you don't have to undo everything you did the day before. You just breathe, let them breathe, and then you move forward. Pushing too hard was definitely a big failure in the beginning, and now I think I'm a lot calmer with the horses, and I get progress a lot faster now with this system. I think what gives me my edge is my age and my experience, because I started off so young. I worked my butt off really hard at such a young age, and I just kept going with it. So no matter what people wanted to teach me, I was so happy because I was finally learning like something new. 16 was when I really first got into training problem horses. That's how I first started everything. Which, anyone who knows a horse, if it's a problem horse, oh my goodness, you've got your hands full. And that's where I started my training. And that didn't scare me. I loved it. I loved the thrill of trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with this creature and how do I help them. The flip side of that is the beauty of my job is making the client happy by settling this horse down and then teaching exactly this person how to ride their horse I've just created all over for them. And I think having to figure that out at such a young age and then keep doing it and progressing until now, I've definitely been in it for about 10 years with training horses and then teaching owners how to ride them. And then starting off with the problem horses, I then shifted into nice show horses. So I've seen both realms. I can help you get your backyard horse that you just want to go around nicely, whether it be down the trail or around the arena without it trying to buck you off. It doesn't matter. I've seen it all. I've almost ridden it all. I've been flipped over on, I've been kicked, I've been bitten, and I'm still here and I still love it. And I think it is a little weird that I am so accomplished, I would say, for my age, but you get out of your situation exactly what you put into it. And I have done nothing but eat, breathe, and sleep these creatures, and I love them. I think I have a very good feel of what's going on in their brain. And being a person, I see like what the clients want, and then I just do my best to patch the middle up together. Doing that, I've really figured out that you need to work on the basics before you can get them exactly what they want. Because if they can't turn, then they can't go and jump. So it's just fixing the horse, getting it to the owner's criteria, and then making the owner and rider a harmonious working pair. Whenever I'm in a lesson and I see that there's a hiccup or there's a miscommunication, I want to reference all of my experience into how to mediate between the rider and the horse. Look at the situation and I see whether it's an outside issue and how the rider should handle that outside issue, or is it what the rider's doing to create this problem. There's multiple things that could be happening, and those are the easiest that we can control. You just want to analyze what's happening, communicate to the rider how to effectively fix it, and then they should in turn do exactly what you're asking, and then that should reset the horse's mind and then push forward. Your training business is definitely a model of yourself. So When I'm teaching, I literally teach these students exactly how I would do something. From safety to technique, I really like my system. I think I have a lot of success with it, with numerous types of horses. So I just teach my structure from literally tacking up to getting on to riding and cooling down. I've been riding for over 2 decades now, and I've been training for 1 decade. So with all of that experience, whether it's been training problem horses or breaking babies or jumping, trail riding, barrel racing, dressage, I've really taken a step back and I've figured out how do I make this horse happy and how do we work together. And then what I want to do is I spend some time, I'll put the owner on different horses to see what their strengths, what their weaknesses are, and I try to just bring these two into like just the most perfect dance partners I can think of.